I'm Cynthia Knight, and I'm presenting to you the sculpture affiliates of the Art Center of Northern New Jersey.
My name is Ulla Novina. I'm the president of Sculpture Affiliates of the Art Center of Northern New Jersey. And I was asked to say something about my piece, Quiet Conversation. Once upon a time, when I was as young as you guys, I also wanted to know about who I was and the people around me, who you were, to understand the life that I was born into. And by the time I entered many years later, of course, the art world, I started to be a painter, and then I went into clay, all of which was exciting. But one of the teachers in my class said the following sentence: when you are finished with something, you have something. Ooh, that clicked with me. You have something. And so now I began to look into this thing called stone. And shortly I discovered that you and I are actually made of the same stuff, star stuff. We come from cosmos, and we are made of the same material. And this is how I think you cannot be a stone carver and not be involved with the material itself. I think that there is always a conversation between the material and yourself. And very soon you will discover as a stone carver that there are some stones that are very heavy and hard, and sometimes you even have to have machinery to cut it. And we have the opposite. You can look at it, it almost falls apart. Not too different from you and I. You have met tough people and people who very easily fall apart, okay? So here we have the sameness again. And so here I had one day in front of me a big stone. And now it is for me to, I have an idea before I start any project what I want to say. And I thought about this stone, I want to split it in 4. All right. And you know, I managed. It split, it allowed me to split it in 4. And that was, for that moment, a wonderful opportunity because, as you know, stone may have invisible fissures or cracks in it that you don't know. So when you work with it, it falls in a way you didn't want it to fall and come apart. That's a different story because this one held. And I said, yes. I was so grateful the material held, okay? So now I came into the next problem, and what is that? When I carve a stone, I want to have a statement that I make. And then together with it, include what I call the original stone. That you, the spectator, sees what it looked like before I split it. And if I'm lucky, when I get my statement together with what I call the original self, it's a bold statement. I love it. Now you can take a look at this. If I succeeded in this way on my carved statement with the original self. Now I have 4 pieces, and as you observed, they are similar, but don't you forget it, they are different. Exactly like you and I. We have 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth. We are similar, but we are different. And I love that. I love that 3-dimensionality of us and of stone, okay? And then I put it together in foursome. And what did I create here? I called it the quiet conversation. And what is that all about? We talk English together at this time, right? That's one language to talk, but there is another one going on that includes all of us around here. We are looking at each other, and there is a quiet conversation going on between you and me, and everyone in the room. And that is the interesting, you may call it energy or some other thing. I call it a quiet conversation. A conversation where I think we learn far more about and with who we are and the people we are together with as I began this story. And that is, voila, the quiet conversation. I said quiet, right?
I'm Herat Sommerhoff. I'm working in sculpture, painting, and collage. This happens to be a construction, which is painted. I call it a blue window. It was a little bit inspired by a Matisse window, a church window, which I saw at MoMA and in many books and magazines. The similarity with the window of Matisse and my piece are the stars. I think that's the only thing that is a repetition, if you will. I used a bunch of frames, which I thought I was going to use for my own work, namely for the collages or the paintings. Well, my collection got so big that I decided I better use it for something else, unless I can give these to a friend. Well, didn't happen. I painted all the frames blue. The piece is mounted on one large frame, which is holding everything. Onto this frame are the other frames. These are attached here, and I added some in corners. It's a little bit intricate in the back. And then I decided to put glass, quote unquote, into the openings. It started out only with flat pieces, and after that I started to decorate the stars, the beads, and I found some of this zigzag left over from a project, carpenter's project. And I put it all together, and I'm actually very happy about it. Even kids love it. I guess they're attracted by the colors, and then I heard, oh, these are runners, or somebody will say they're climbing up a wall. So they respond to it, and that makes me feel good. This is my second piece at this exhibition space. I call it Tumbleweed. Somebody else said, why don't you call it Burning Bush? So anyway, I stuck with my title. This piece is made out of two large packing pieces, styrofoam. One is on this side, and the other one is on the other side. Well, I could turn it, but they are similar. This was made quite a while ago, part of a juried show, and it was submitted in a slide form. And this piece was not the way it is now. I had to add these wings or legs or whatever you want to call it, and I discovered I always forget to use black and white. You need to include black and white. All color is just too much. So this is my Tumbleweed.
Hi, I'm Pam. I'm a mixed media artist. I make my own handmade paper, and which I then produce houses. I make sculpture out of paper. These houses here have things going on inside, so really you have to be close up and looking through the windows and literally become the voyeur. The subject matter of this piece is the fact that kids now are spending so much time at home on their computers. Home isn't what it used to be. It used to be a safe place to be. It lays them open to predators who can contact them online pretending to be somebody else. So it's not as safe as it used to be within our own homes. This is my newest pieces of work. I spend quite a bit of time around the city, on the subway and in groups of people, and occasionally out to dinner. And what you see are people on their phones all the time, heads down, on their phones, totally isolated. These are what these are. Small houses with people inside who are literally looking at their phones. That's all they live for, is their phones and their small screens. So you look inside, there's the children inside looking down at their phones, completely isolated and alone from the rest of the people around them. Nobody's looking at each other, nobody talks to each other. And this is 7 pieces from a much larger installation which I'm working on.
My name is Catherine. I am a sculptor working mostly with bronze. To do a piece of mold, you have to start perhaps with a piece of clay. You do your first mold, you do the first casting in plaster, you clean the plaster, and you make a second mold that you're actually going to use wax. You're going to do a wax cast from that second mold. It's a very long process. And this piece is about 5 years ago, I lost my partner of many years, and this piece is a shrine dedicated to him. This person is a diffusion of that person and me together. This piece is fleeting moment in time. Is blowing a bubble, and it's the same process. It's in bronze, and I did two casts to do that piece. And this upper part is polished bronze. The bottom part is patina. There is a green patina.
I tried this concept started maybe 10 years ago. Mostly whenever I work this artwork, my circumstance is not good situation. So first start my artwork, I had some car accident several times. So I can walk, I can move. So that's why I start a very small piece, also more concentrated concept, not the huge piece, not more installation. So this case also I made during Corona. So as you see, my title is a communication. This wire is, we can meet, we can no chance to communicate each other. So during work, this line weaving is a communication with my friend, with my sister, family. Is that mean with this mean I made the artwork. As you see, everybody, I had this concept. But this time, especially, I'm very sad. My situation, everybody's same. So this during weaving, I can imagine it's my friend, my family, and their neighbor. So that's why very meaningful work.
Hi everyone, my name is Patricia Wong and I'm a sculptor and I work mostly in clay. I do figurative, usually abstract. And I also work in plaster. These two pieces of plaster pieces. This is a patina that I did, and this one is just the natural plaster. I also work in bronze. I have bronze pieces, and currently working in stone. But most of my work I do female because of our strength and vulnerability, the essence of women.
My name is Renee Lerner, and I'm a mixed media artist. These are my works, these two. As you see, there are many different fabrics, and there's also metal and chain. And I like to work with materials that I can manipulate, and the way that I create them is to not have anything specific in mind, maybe size, but other than that, I just let it go. I just play, put things on, take things off. That's my process. And then the work begins to take shape, and it hopefully it will have some meaning for me. If it resonates with me, then I'll keep it. I will go away from it, I'll come back, and then I revisit it, and I see if it's still working for me, and I'll make changes accordingly. So it's a process that continues. This work is called Torso, and of course, you have the feeling of a woman. And this one, I'm not really clear. It's one of my unusual horizontal pieces. And so the work is finished when I think that there is nothing else that I can do with it.
And we want to thank the board of directors and the gallery members of this Barron gallery for inviting us to exhibit at this lovely space that you have here. And we are a group of three-dimensional artists who have been in existence for probably 50 years by now and have an extensive exhibition opportunity, which we are very proud of. And as an organization, we also give lectures and movie nights and opportunities for the general public to learn about the three-dimensional art. It used to be, this is what you bump into when you look at the painting, and we try to change that. And here we have a beautiful exhibition, and I would like to take the opportunity to thank one of my members, Pam Cooper, for being the liaison between you guys and us to work this through. And we are very grateful to you for all the work that you have done, Pam. And then Noelle McGuire, I don't know if she made it here today, where she's supposed to. She worked together with Pam to install this exhibition, which I think is exciting, wonderful, and I am proud of all of you guys, what you have done and what you did together. I love it, okay? There is nothing like three-dimensionality, and don't you forget it.